What's up, y'all?
What's going on, everybody?
Hey.
Hello.
Welcome to Talking Shit.
Talking Shit, episode 2.
Yeah.
Episode 2.
We're so excited.
So excited still. Thank you for coming back in. You know what I'm saying? We didn't scare you away from the first one.
Yeah.
So thank you for coming back and listen to us talk more shit. Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
This is, well, I'm going to be honest. I feel like we owe it to him. This is our first time talking shit, even though it's your second time getting the shit talked to you.
Yeah.
Okay? So, yeah, there's going to be, I'm excited to get into it today. I'm nervous to get into it today. But, you know, we're going to break down them walls and be vulnerable with y'all. And,
absolutely. That's the plan. So,
yeah.
So what exactly are we going to be talking about today?
Alright, so it's something that, like, especially lately has been doing a number on me again, but just body image issues in the world, and I want to talk about the media and our personal experiences and everything with it, because it's so important, because everything in the world, like, is fairly, I mean, at least in American media, it's like fairly fat-phobic, and there's just, I don't know, I've personally, I gained 60 pounds in like 2 months last summer, and that was actually like out of a hormone imbalance. Like, the rest of the weight I put on, I earned that. But this was just given to me and thrusted upon me. So I've just had like no clothes to wear or anything. And these shorts that I'm wearing right now are literally the only nice shorts in Marshalls that I could find that fit me. And I don't even love exactly how they fit. I was just like, well, this is all I got. And I literally left there and I just was like bawling, crying. Yeah, because I was seeing all the sizes I used to be being available, and like thinking about how long it's been since then, and it's just like, I don't know, that it's hard to not like get in a bullying cycle myself. You know, I could go on forever, but I want to give you your space to start your conversation with it.
No, I do think it's important, like you said, based off of like media portrayal and society kind of ideals of like the perfect image, or like what the ideal weight should be, or all these kind of things, you know, and where sex appeal is supposed to sell, and then if you're this size, then you're supposed to be kind of like the
comedic relief.
To get comedic relief, so the joke.
Yeah, the butt of the joke, for
joke,
real.
Yeah. You have, of course there's women out there who are, making strides and making, leaps and bounds and pushing body positivity, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
We need more, I think we do need more of it,
Yeah, because it's really, I never ever have looked at anybody like my size or bigger and like thought these negative thoughts about their body that I think about myself. Like, I'll think that they're sexy, like I'll love all the curvature, and I'm want to get in it, but to myself I'm like, ew, you're disgusting, and it's like, what? I know logically it doesn't make sense, but it just, it's been drilled into me my whole life. Like, I first started getting the good old fun bullying in preschool. So I was like 3 or 4, whatever. Yeah, and like it started out with being fat. And it's like, it's crazy now because that just means that it is coming from the parents or someone around their life that's like significant that is perpetuating that. And like that, it's just crazy because, but as a kid, you're like, oh, you're telling me the truth right now. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, but really they're just like projecting whatever has been pushed on them.
Yeah, it's so true, because I think when we become our thoughts, the people around us become our thoughts. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. You know,
it's hard to distinguish their voices between your own sometimes, especially if it's like their voices are meshed into this one big blob that is so huge. It feels like it would be like dumb to not be real because of how many people you've heard the same thing from, you know? But it's, I mean, I'm not saying I'm any skating mini out here, but I guess it's just the word fat that has been deemed as this very, very negative thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'll ever be able to reclaim that word for myself.
Right.
And the thing that like definitely has helped me in this society is using thick.
Yeah.
Thick helps me feel good, okay? I'm like, okay. Especially for a girl that really don't have an ass, that makes me feel good. Just because then I imagine that they're also talking about my ass, but you know. But that's my favorite thing that has happened, like in recent years. It's like helped me. Yeah. But the reason why I really wanted to do this like early on is I've been in such an emotional space about it lately, especially in the last year, like since I suddenly put on 50, 60 pounds. Like, also the biggest thing, it's not even the weight as much as the stretch marks. Like, I have so many stretch marks now that I did not ever have before, and like all over my body, and it's like, bitch, where you come from? Why are you here? Can you evacuate? Especially on my pale ass skin, any red is gonna be like shown from a mile away. And you thought I was gonna flash you my my stretch marks, but I'm not, because they're like all right here, and we ain't getting that close yet. Okay. Maybe I'll take my clothes off later. Come back and watch and find out. You never fucking know.
Never know.
I thought about actually coming out in a swimsuit today, just to like even push myself even more. And be more vulnerable with it, but I decided to wear something that made me feel better about myself instead.
I mean, whatever makes you.
Yeah. But anyways, sorry. Okay, the main thing about the story is this thing that happened a few weeks ago. Like, this kid told me, like, hey, Amanda, I'm sorry if this makes you sad, but you're fat. And then I know I didn't handle it well. Because I got really mad. and I want to talk to her again. And I talked to her mom and was like, I didn't handle it well. Please help. Like, because I think because of how hurt I was with how that word was used against me, I just focused on how it was like mean that she said that, but not mean that because fat is bad, but mean because you should not comment on someone's body, like, pretty much period.
Right.
Even if you're complimenting your body, there's a gray area with that because you don't know what they've been through in their journey with their body. And there's, like, so many emotions and, like, health things that are attached to it that people will automatically think about when you comment on their body. And it's just, like, it's better to not. Like, if you have that kind of relationship, then do it. But you can say that you're, like, someone's hot as fuck without saying, like, oh, I like this particular part of your body, and you should keep it that way, kind of vibe, you know? Because it just, I don't know. Do you have you felt like in control of your body throughout your life, or?
I mean, I have a journey in that, because I've always been like, in and out the gym, but so it's like I go through these waves where, I'm trying to work out, get really, really, really fit, and for some of those same things, especially early on, like it was always like a good physique thing. Not even necessarily health-wise, but it's like, okay, I want to look really good. I want to track this and track that. And so it became more trying to do it to for almost the wrong reasons in itself. Just trying to do it because I want to appeal to other people, you know, and I'm going through all these. I mean, I was doing all kind of workouts and diets and you know, it was like all kind of stuff. That ultimately I never was able to really sustain personally because you know I'm not like a super. You know, I love the gym, but I don't want to be in there 24 hours a day, you know, and I'm a foodie, so I love that too.
Yes.
So,
oh my God, I missed one of my favorite times of my life was when I was playing soccer and football at the same time because I was able to eat everything I wanted.
Yeah.
And then for the first time in my life, I still had abs. I have freaking abs.
Yeah.
And I was like having big old dinners. I was having big meals. Like, oh, it was the best. But I don't have time for that anymore. I was a kid.
It's a balance thing. You know,
I mean, yeah, but not as many hours. Not like that amount. I do want to figure out some way to go back and work out. It's such a mental challenge, and I know it shouldn't be, but it is. Like, I huff and puff way faster and longer and louder because I'm so out of shape now, and it feels very embarrassing. Like, it's hard. Like, I say I'm gonna work out at home all the time, and then there's this mental disconnect.
Yeah, right.
And I don't know, it's just this whole cycle of negativity that goes through my head, but I know it's like I'm not going to be able to have the changes that I want unless I do. But I'm also trying to, at the same time, like, appreciate what I have now. I'm so sick of, like, looking at my body and being like, you're not good enough, you'll only be good enough if you're this, this, and this.
Right.
Like, I am not my body,
right.
you know.
So
my body was given to me.
So true. And I think that, like, so that's so important what you just said too. I mean, early on, I think that you find the things that just does make you happy. Things that do make you feel good, or like say, the outfit, like I put some on that, I know it make me feel good. And I think that's at the end of the day what it is all about. Period. About how you do feel in the body you do have. And I think that sometimes, like, sometimes it's a little different for, like, guys and women because we don't have a lot of, like, enhancements throughout our life. So if we have certain issues, we have to learn to like it early on. So there's no, like, cover-ups and things we could do outside of, like, again, like maybe physical things, trying to be stronger or muscle. But it's like if you have this element, you can't cover it up with. You just have
I do think about that.
So a lot of body stuff is like, well, I already accepted it a long time ago because I had to. I knew I wasn't growing for a long time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was like, okay, cool. I have to, it's what I got. So
yeah, and that also goes back to society though, because it's like you could wear makeup and you could wear heels if you want to. You could do what we do.
Right.
It's just that society's like, whoa, now. And if you want it, fucking punch that wall and be like, no, society. And that's how I want to feel about my weight, because I feel that way about, like, everything else in my life, and I feel that way very strongly about protecting other people with, like, their body image, and, like, I just feel like fucking kickboxing all the naysayers, and I haven't felt that power. That's what I'm trying to find, that power in my body. Sometimes I feel it, but it's been a while. But it's also because I punish myself. Like, I legitimately did not I've had the weight now that has made me grow out of almost all of my clothes for over a year now, and this is the first time I bought, like, fancy shorts. Like, I've been wearing sweatpants basically for a year, and, like, and telling myself that I don't deserve to get, like, a new cute clothes because I better make sure that I lose the weight and don't have it for long and get back into my old clothes. Like, and so how can I embrace the new body I have if the things fit really weird and tight and make me feel bad about myself? And that's why I'm like, okay, well, and I tried to go to Marshall's, and there's, like, basically nothing there for me. So thankfully, my girl Goodwill got my back because like I got this shirt there, I got my swimsuit there, because I don't like online shopping. I want to see what it looks like on my body. I'll do online as a last resort, and like for things that aren't clothes. So
I don't do too much online shopping either. But I don't know. That's so crazy because you know, so many people have so many different things. That they just don't like about their bodies. You hear about so many stories and. It's one of those tough things, and you carry around you all day, every day, to then kind of look at yourself and be like, oh, I don't like this, or this is that, or I wish I was this, or, and,
it's been,
I don't know, like, from so many different things, life things, like, say, media things,
No, I don't know. This is the first time wearing these shorts. Then I just started thinking about how I could potentially be flashing people. So I'm gonna do that too. No crotch shots. Not unless we're on OnlyFans, okay? You're gonna have to pay for the crotch shots. Yeah, I'm not gonna give it away for free on the second date. Like what? Even though I definitely. We're not gonna get into that. I don't know. I don't know what I want to share.
So what are ways to deal with those things? Like how?
Well, one thing that started the journey that's made it easier is I truly for a lot of my life did not really like myself. And a lot of that definitely comes from bullying and other people that were very significant in my life and their negativity and fat phobicness and everything, and also different ideals that. So I'm also pansexual, so coming to terms with that and being owning that has been really hard. So it was all these things that I suppressed and told myself that I was bad for. That once I started loving myself and found a way to be kind to myself, and it's through a lot of therapy and a lot of trial and error, but the main thing is gratitude. That's what's helped me do it, and having gratitude for every little thing in my life and all the loved ones in my life and every little part of what makes me special as a human being. And I've tested out, I've thought about the times that I am embracing that and what happens, what kind of day I have and who I meet and how that goes. And it's just always better when I'm kind to myself, and my truest self is really freaking cool. It's when I get in my head that she gets annoying and in the way, so that has helped me to be able to be I don't know, that's the only piece missing. Mentally and who I am as a person, now I'm strong in, now I love, now I appreciate, and my body is, and also my coming to terms with my sexuality and exploring that more has definitely helped, because then I've felt the love of my body through other people in a sense, without even having to say it. It was I knew that the thoughts that I was thinking weren't as real as I thought, because of the attention I was getting. And some people say a hole is a hole. Maybe they didn't like your body, but I feel I don't know. It was very tender and sensual. Those moments helped me be okay, my body's cute.
It's a level, of course, of validation.
Yeah. But I want to, therapy is really the biggest thing. I started that with my therapist, and even my last appointment last week, I was crying the whole time about the cake comment. It was it sure hurt my feelings as much as it does, but I'm heartbroken. And then after afterwards, it was like raining, but it was still sunny outside. And then I was like, I was in like long jeans too, and like a bunch of different stuff. But then I was like, you know what? I want to go play in that rain. And so I played in the rain for a while, and then I was like, I need to be grounded. So I went on the ground, and then I went out afterwards, and then I met amazing people, and like, and that just like having experiences like that just reaffirms that like I'm good enough where I'm at, no matter what I look like, no matter what is going on in my life, the bullshit of life. Like I am okay, and I am like more than good enough because of the, like, especially when I go out by myself. Like that takes a lot of fucking guts to walk up to people and just start talking to them and hope that it goes well. Right. Plus, I hit on a bunch of people, and it really went well on one, but then the other one, they were like, no. But I was like, it's okay. I had already made out with someone, so it's cool. Right. But if people look at my lips, I'm like, do you want to kiss them, or are you just looking at my lips? So, you know. Then I took the opportunity to be like, you want to kiss me? And then I actually was really, really, really like fucking like, I don't want to say big ballin' because I want to like big pussyin', you know. I was big pussyin' because like I for real. This is after I made out with somebody else, and I was like, and kissing is my favorite thing in the world, y'all. Oh my god. And she like was talking about how, like, I basically asked the girl, I was like, can I make out with you before you leave? And then we did, and then they were like, how did that happen? And I was like, I just asked her if I could kiss her. And then we started talking about how consent was really hot, and then she kept on looking at my lips, and I was like, you look like you want to kiss me right now, do you? Then she was like, nope. But it's okay. It's okay. And then I just shook it up.
Thought it out there.
Yeah. But it's like those moments, especially like it was to, at least, I didn't learn their pronouns, but female, feminine presenting people, like for me to do that and do that in public and feel like secure in myself, that just makes me love myself even more, which adds some percentage of love towards the body.
Absolutely.
Okay, I feel like I've been talking so much. You take over.
But I think either way, you know what I mean, like, you know, despite the things you don't, you know, might not like about yourself, you know, you do things, you know, that will make that, you know, that will feed that, you know. I mean, I think the more that you do feed it, then the more it starts to, you know, of course, come into every aspect, you know, of your life. Maybe you do gain that confidence. Maybe you'll kind of search yourself out there for the world. And of course, personality and stuff matters too, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't care, you know, if you're the hottest person ever, you know what I'm saying? You got a shitty attitude, you're just a shitty person regardless, you know?
Oh yeah, people can turn, like, I can think someone's really freaking hot when I first meet them, and then it's like their face changes even though it doesn't, and it just like isn't repulsive to me. You know what I mean? Like it just, I say I'm pansexual, but I really say biosexual, because without like the conversation and the energy and the personality, I can't.
Do it.
You can't.
You know, and I think that.
But sometimes it's just a horny bastard. I don't care about somebody's mind. You know.
But I think personality is you know, it is an attractive trait. So, you know, and there are people who are big, you know, not attracted to everybody. So I don't know, but you know, there's different people who say, okay, I don't care about what you might look like. You know, you're an amazing person. You have a great heart. You know what I mean? And that to me. That's sexy, you know what I mean? Like, listen, let's go, like, you know what I mean? Just so.
But also, I want someone to be like, I don't care what you look like, but also I think you look hot, you know.
I think that's always good. I think that all plays into the attractiveness period, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like.
It is like
very, very.
It's a little pie. What's it called? It's. A percentage pie?
Yeah.
I don't think it's called percentage pie.
Correct.
Tell us what kind of pie it is. Pie chart, yeah. Pie chart.
Sheesh.
I don't know why I was thinking there was a word before the pie. I was looking for some adjective, but it wasn't an adjective. It was a noun. It was a person, place, thing, or idea. I'm smart, guys.
That's what I'm saying.
Go to school.
Go to education. Education is key.
Oh my god.
So sad though. You said that they couldn't even keep it together. Education is
Oh my god, did you... Okay, this has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but whatever, I want to talk about it now. Did you hear about the student loan situation?
Yes.
That it's like, if it's like 25 years or something crazy.
And then it finally gets like dropped off or something.
Yeah,
you have
it's
to make,
like...
you have to make a certain amount, which is basically almost nothing.
Yeah,
like,
but we're so reliant on the credit system. So it's like, okay, I get you're helping me out. Like, great. Glad there's some sort of option. But like, you want my credit to be bad that whole time.
That whole time. And that's what I'm going through now. It's horrible. Like, the biggest thing on my report is that. Because I'm not making the amount that it is, my debt to income ratio is off. So, but it's like I'm not making that amount of money that I've accumulated to student loans. Clearly,
yeah, mine is mostly because I need to consolidate the loans because they got different loans every semester. They put them all in as separate loans, even though they were all from the government. So it's like I have like 5 accounts open instead of 1.
Right.
And I've been needing to really consolidate them for like 2 years, but I still haven't. I've been riding out the 0%. I paid a lot up front, and when the 0% first came out, and I was like, I had just moved back home, so I put a lot into it. And then I was like, no, okay.
Deferred since like, listen, we don't make enough over here. At this point, listen, I see y'all in 25 years.
At this point, honestly, I'm like, it makes me kind of mad, so I want to, out of spite, keep up for 25 years.
I paid you nothing. Thank you.
But then I'm also bitter because I could have gotten so many more scholarships, and I mean, you apply for like 1 million. It's just like all these. I was like focused my senior year on my grades and not on scholarships, and I should have been focused on scholarships.
I didn't focus on either. In fact, I wasn't focused at all on that. I was like, I'm gonna go to college. I didn't even know where. They gave us like 4 grants or whatever, like to apply. I used those 4. I was like, listen, we're gonna just shoot it in the dark, see what happened. I was not properly prepared.
For real. All right. Speaking of not being prepared, I don't know. I was just gonna say we're just improving, folks.
just shoot the shit.
That's what this is all about. But I'm trying to think if there's any more points I definitely wanted to make. I mean, I guess I'll take this moment to be like, no matter. I'm for real, and I know that I believe this. That's why that's so hard for me when I'm like, wait, why don't you believe it about yourself? Like, truly, every freaking body is beautiful, and I hope that you love yourself and you like appreciate yourself so like completely like you deserve, and way more than I do with myself, you know. And one thing that I'm gonna start doing, because this is what I did with the mental things. With the gratitude, it was a practice. I didn't always believe the gratitude that I was having about myself and like the positive thoughts, but I just kept on. Anytime the negative thought came, I switched it. I listened to this one podcast makes me feel better. I don't always listen to it anymore, and I should, but his name's Rob Dial. I don't know if we have to cut names. We'll figure out afterwards. I don't know. But the thing is, we're not being sponsored by him. I guess we just say that. I don't know. Fuck, I forgot what I was going to even say to begin with. What? Oh, yeah, our first thought is not our own. It's like what society and people have projected onto us. It's our second thought that is true to us. Like, and obviously our actions, but, so like my first thought in thinking that I am bad or unworthy or whatever, that has just been told to me, like, and it's a lie. And also, even if I feel like it's not a lie, you only have this time with yourself. You're stuck with yourself for the rest of your life. So you gotta find some way to be happy with it. Like, this is the longest relationship you'll ever have every year. And I just, so basically it was like I called out a specific part, was grateful for it, blah, blah, blah. So it's basically like I want to look at like every single stretch mark I have and like tell that specific one, like, you're beautiful, like, you're showing me how I'm growing and evolving and changing, and thank you for helping my body adjust to the circumstances that were put upon it. And it's hard to, it's definitely hard to do, but the more you do it, the easier it gets. And since I did it mentally, like, about my personality, then it makes it a lot easier for me to start getting into this.
And I think it means so important too, because like, that's just always been my take on it. Like, I never really had those issues because, and again, like you said, I mean, people around you matters a lot, you know. And we grew, you know, I did grow up in a household where, you know, kind of body positivity was kind of expressed. You know, we were told you were beautiful. You were, you know what I mean? Like, you know, so I grew up with, you know, with that level, like, okay, cool, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know I'm not like a fine person in the world, but, you know, I don't have cute features, you know what I'm saying? I accept them, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, well, you know, I have past relationships, so, you know, clearly something about me, despite how I may look or not, you know, works, and, you know, I just kind of, you know, let it go from there. But like I said, you know, but I gotta be taught that side. I look at myself and be like, yeah, handsome as fuck, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So cool, you know, I let it ride. And if you don't agree, I'm like, listen, you're gonna take me either way. That's how I feel.
That sounds like a you problem.
Right, that's how I feel. You know, like, what? No problem. You missing out on a vibe.
You need to go to the same asylum, okay?
Yeah, you missing out on a vibe. Like, talking about, like, but also know there's not me. Again, there's things I could do, you know, to enhance certain things or whatever. But you know, just like I said, just accept it for what it is, because that's how I feel. Like you have this body, you know, with you every day. It's always been with you. It's not, you know. And like I said, if there's certain things that you don't like, you want to change. You know, I'm a proponent to, you know, doing what is going to make you feel good. My only thing about it is, you know, because when it comes for me, sometimes I look at again different stories of things that people are doing. You know, sometimes you do wish, like, wow, I wish you would, you know, just love the way you were before. You know, especially before people start really going to all these kind of cosmetic things or these real drastic things to change themselves. Like, you know, at first, if you know you can own yourself and love yourself on however you develop, do that first before you do all these extreme things to change yourself. And
100%.
then, you know, and then especially, you know, you hear about the stories, like even recently, you know, people going under the table to enhance certain body parts. And, you know what I mean?
But I've wanted plastic surgery since I was like freaking 7, dude. Like, I'm not even kidding. I remember, please tell me that someone else remembers this, because I think it only lasted 1 season. But I remember there was this reality show growing up where the prize was plastic surgery. And the prize at the end was like whatever you wanted, like a big surgery. Yeah. And then they had mini surgery and filler things along the way. So it was like even more. And I used to like sit in the mirror, especially when I was like young in like elementary school, because my nose really didn't fit my face. Like my face hadn't grown into it. And it just, I felt like that was like all I could see. So I used to do this.
Oh yeah,
I'm about to smile, so I'm not doing it as strong as I did.
I can see how.
But yeah, like I'd bring him down and be like, "Yes, that's how my nose should look." Be like, "I'm gonna get plastic surgery tomorrow." And it's just, I'm very, very thankful that I didn't play into that. But I've still always wanted it. I've just been so scared of how I've seen it go wrong for some, that I'm like, let me just figure out this thing. I will say though, I will get Botox because this wrinkle is already bothering me, and I'm fucking young, and so it's like, what's going on? I will get Botox, but I won't get like a bunch of filler everywhere. I won't get like a nose job. I might get a boob job after I have kids, but that's like over a decade away at this point.
I still, I don't know, like I said, how do you feel about yourself, man? Like, it's just crazy because some people get these things done and they don't even look at themselves. Can't even look at themselves. Like, I wonder if there's extremes to go too far. Yeah. With especially if you're at peak where you feel like I said, right? I guess that comes back to just trying to find things that you do like about yourself versus try to really nitpick at every little thing. Yeah.
This is one thing that like this phrase and telling other people has helped myself, but it really is true of like, because I just tell my friends like, I wish you could see yourself the way I see you.
That's my thing too. I love that too.
It's so true because I'm like, and that helps me reflect sometimes when I'm like being mean to myself, or even when I get a compliment and I'm like, you're lying, what's going on? If it's about my personality, now I'm like, you're right. But about me physically, I still haven't figured that one out. And yeah, because I also that's the thing, I accept the things that I feel are flaws, and I know like how I want to work through them in life, and I think that would help me with my body and feeling like I can make a plan. And I mean, part of it, I really want to go to Overeaters Anonymous because like I remember as a kid I used to like go get food when no one was looking and hide it where no one would be able to find it, and then go back and get it when no one was around and like take it back to my room and eat it. Because it was like, and like at school I used to like save my whatever money I had for like ice cream at lunch, but I would literally go get it and like look all around at me and see who was watching me, and then I would take it back to my seat and eat it as fast as I could, so as like little people as possible could see me eat it. And like I put, that's like a big like coping mechanism for me right now, or not right now, like my entire life, and it's just been really hard to fix. So it just adds an extra layer of the body stuff, and that's why I've been wanting to for a couple years, like now that I've come to terms with my disordered eating, because sometimes I would like binge so hard at night I was like sick the whole next day, so then I wouldn't even eat the next day, so it's like this binge and starve, and it does not work. So I really want to start going to meetings. It's just pushing myself to get there that I gotta work on, but I think it would help to be able to like hear other people's stories and hear honestly how other people get through it. But I avoid going on social media because I don't want to be faced with all the things that I'm gonna like deflect and think about myself. I really do want to go to a meeting, and I've been wanting to go to a meeting because that like in-person connection, especially going on deep with strangers, I can't imagine what that's gonna do for me. But I'm like, I'm scared, man. I'm just scared. And I know I'm gonna have to talk about myself and work through a lot. And this is why I almost didn't wear makeup, because I've been trying not to cry the whole time.
I think you just fighting it.
I just want to love myself like the way that I know I deserve, you know? And unfortunately, like, I'm just gonna have to put myself out there to get through it. And I'm sick of feeling like I'm hiding from myself and from the world. Like, life is too short to just be like constantly thinking about what I don't like about myself.
I agree. It's so true to that. will say you're already making a step in the right direction now because you're already telling it to strangers
I
now.
know.
So let's so
I know. I'm like trying not to get emotional about that because I've been so nervous for this. Like it's like fucking 9:30 in the morning or 10, I guess now, and I did start with the drink, and I'm not saying to. Please don't follow my coping mechanisms. It's not correct.
Do what I say, not what I do.
Exactly, right there, exactly. But I know that I need to be like raw and in this and this like. I'm sorry. I feel like I've mainly been talking this whole damn episode, but this.
I want people to be able to connect to this because it is such a big thing, and for people that go through it, you know, so to know that again, like we're all dealing with those things, you know, we're all dealing with insecurities about ourselves or whatever the case may be. So allow you opportunity and space. I mean, this is therapeutic for us and each other as well as for them. So I mean,
and I've been wanting to post more for years now. And it's truly been like how scared I was of how I would be perceived by the world, like physically, especially because like the camera does add 10 pounds, unfortunately. I feel like it adds like 25 million. I'm like, what? But it has been like I wasn't ready for the haters. Like now, thankfully, who I am as a person, like I'm strong enough for the haters, but I'm still, that doesn't mean I'm not, like, scared that someone will repeat something that I hear in my head.
Right.
You know? It's like the things that hurt you that people say, it's because you think that they're true.
Right.
So, if any of y'all fucking come for me and, like, cover my body, bitch, I'm gonna delete your comments so quick.
So fast.
So quick, okay?
Ain't
or let other people bully you. No, I'm kidding. But I'm not. I internally want to let other people bully you, but then I'm just doing the same thing that you're doing, so I'm not.
Just gonna give energy to it. You know,
that's why I feel like I'm, like, so stuck. Like, that's, like, my inner child's struggle that I never got over. Because I feel so childish. Like, I always want to retaliate, like, childish.
Get it out. You ain't ready to come here.
Uh-huh.
I like to read people. No, I got time today. oh, you wanted it?
You want some? You gonna get some?
Okay. Look, don't be. Look and you shall find is all I'm saying.
For real.
No, but I do think that these kind of topics are they're important to share, important to let out and let go because so people harbor that into so many things and just builds and builds and builds and sometimes these things become a cycle. I feel so bad about myself so then I go into these kind of habits that's just to try to feel something, to compensate, and then it'll just put you in another loop because then you feel bad for. You try to break those things.
That's why I've been like. That's been my big thing with my therapist. Like, I figured out how to love myself. Can you help me with my coping mechanisms on the times that I don't? Yeah. Because my coping mechanism, a lot of the times, is food. And it, like, the endorphins that it releases and everything, but I always feel shameful in it. I always feel like I have to hide, and then I, like, go into this cycle of, like, literally, like, I'm like, I start to eat because I feel bad and don't want to think about it, and then I start to think about it, and then I'm like, no, focus on the food, and then I'm like, stop focusing on the food, you're eating way too much fucking food, why don't you stop eating the food? And then I'm like, but I can't stop eating the food, and I'm like, well, one more, and then I'll stop, and then it's like, and then I get into this out-of-body experience where it's like, and this is how I described it to my therapist, okay, so I feel like I'm stuck in a cage with a bunch of food, and I'm like there's like a golden tunnel at the end, but it's like freaking food, the whole trail, but then it feels like but I'm scared of it, and like I know that it's not the right path for me, but I have someone on the outside, like multiple people, like a pack of wolves just like screaming at me and being like, you suck if you don't eat this. Also, you suck if you do eat this. Yeah. And like it just is just this circle of negativity where I beat myself up for eating it, and then I eat it to make myself feel better about beating myself up for eating it, and then it's just like, and then I'm like tell myself, well, this is why you are like, this is why people say like, oh, well, you just ate yourself that way. Yeah. But it's so much bigger than that. Yeah. Like it's so much deeper than that, and that's why like comments like that just hurt even more, because like, yeah, that is partially true, but it's this mental uncomfortability being in my body that has really perpetuated all of this, and definitely the bullying. So stop fucking talking about this stuff with your kids. Oh my God, that's why we gotta fix. That's why I feel so bad about the situation with the kid, is like, and me not handling it how I wanted to handle it, because we gotta change it. We gotta change the system, and it really starts with the young ones, because especially like she's 5, like that's a perfect time to start molding their actual thoughts and feelings of the world, and.
And for both ways too, because even though she might be saying it as a comment towards you, again, that's could be something that she'll begin to turn like when she get older, like, okay, all right, so much so, oh, I don't want to be like that. So
exactly.
Then they stop, anorexia is a thing, and people who go to all these extremes to try to not be a certain way, get by whatever.
Yeah.
Body images could be projected, even at her.
Yeah. No, and all of my friends that have disordered eating, we like talk about our thoughts, and our thoughts are the very same. It's just our actions are different. Yeah. So it's all still the same problem that we're all fighting. Right. We just go about it in different ways.
Body positivity, man. You said everybody's beautiful.
For real. Everybody is beautiful.
And I feel like you can't somehow see it on the outside, but look for it on the inside.
Yeah. And also, like, if we all look the same, it would be really boring. There's already so many things that make life a little boring,
That's how you feel like with all these builder bodies they got going on. Like, wow.
Builder bodies?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you mean like plastic surgery? Okay, I was like, I pictured like an assembly line of bodies that they're building. You just attach like it's like an Iron Man suit.
Like, what does everybody want to look like? This shape.
I know.
This proportion.
But in 10, 15 years, it's going to be some other shape.
Like,
just please yourself.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Whatever you like, whatever you truly like that isn't based on what you've been told and what has been like forced upon you. That's the key.
That is the key.
Like, and my mama got a big booty, and I'm really jealous of that big booty. But she grew up in a time where that big booty was bad, so she feels bad about that, So it's like, it's just crazy because it's whatever is like told to you over and over again, you can't help but start to believe. But that's not like the reality of the world, because there's always going to be people looking at you wishing that they have what you have.
All the time.
Yeah, because I mean, think about how many times like in life you look at somebody else and you wish that you had what they had. Right. But do you ever say it? Do you ever like compliment them on it? That's rare.
Right.
Like you really only hear the trolls.
That's so true.
So you gotta be your own cheerleader.
You do have to be your own cheerleader.
For real.
Many times. And every time those doubts creep in, you gotta, I don't know. I don't know. Like, so I don't know exercises and things to do. I don't know for every bad thought you try to think of 2 good ones.
I don't know. Like, I mean, even what's something on your body that you love? I can tell with that.
That's funny. Something on my body I love. I love my whole body, man.
Okay, but give me like reasons. Like, I love this because this.
Oh, I love my calves. They're really like toned legs. I walk a lot, so they're really like toned and really firm and stuff. I like my arms. I feel my arms are really nice. And especially when I work them out even more. But even now, I feel like they're really nice. And I really do. I ain't gonna lie. I really do love me. Like I'm not. Like I really do. Like I said, because everything that's negative, like it's like I don't have a big nose. You know what I mean? But I've learned to love this big nose. You know what I mean? Like I don't got a big head, and like my head is huge. Like oh my god.
My sister used to tell me I had a George Lopez head when I was growing up. I was like, what the hell? That's why I realized later in life. That's why I never realized when people had like big heads because. I guess I had it with them. I don't know.
That's like the hats don't really fit you, and I got hair, so that doesn't help either. But it's like it's also that kind of cone shape too. But
not cone.
It is like especially with no hair. Oh, it's kind of. But I just remember certain things though, and I will say this, I do remember certain things that I didn't like about myself. Like I remember like standing in the mirror, and instead of like. Looking at it as I don't like it, I was staring at it until I did begin to like it. You know what I mean? Like it was like, oh, this is this is my head, and I'm looking at it like, yep, get used to it. It ain't gonna change. This is what we got. You know what I mean? Like we got, and then boom, bet. You know what I mean? So it's like, it was like, okay, cool. Nothing I can do about it. I'll change it. I love it. Hey,
yeah, you know what?
On,
That really made me think about this meditation I did in college. I took like a meditation class because I've always been anxious as fuck and I'm trying to chill. But we took one day he had like roses for all of us and gave it to us, and our meditation was like silent, like looking at it, exploring it, like looking, like just really trying to understand it. And dude, I think I was the only one in this class doing this. I was bawling, crying, bawling, like super, like, like everybody heard me because I was like snot. It was gross because I was looking at this rose and I was looking at like the little ripped parts and the brown parts and like the part that's about to fall off and then the most like beautiful tender part and just like all of it, and I was just really appreciating it in its entirety, and especially like finding those things that are imperfections as the most beautiful part of it made me reflect a lot on my body. Like some of the things that I really have struggled to hate, someone else might think that's the most beautiful part of my body, So it's just really about perspective. Like, and I was like, oh, Rose, don't be sad. Like, if you think this about yourself, it's not true. Like, everybody loves you.
I love that though. Because
nobody knew why I was crying my ass off.
But it's so profound and it's so deep on so many different levels. Because even if you think about the fact, like Rose being one of the most, again, beautiful flowers, and then seeing those imperfections on it,
associated with sexy and love and all that.
And then still find imperfections in it, and it still be considered a beautiful flower. You know what I mean? And every rose has imperfections. So listen, love your imperfections, you beautiful roses. Yeah. All of y'all, beautiful roses.
And they all look so different. If you really take the time to look at every single part of it, you realize how many differences there are. But across the board, they're all beautiful.
Yeah, that's not something. You're gonna say that.
Yeah.
Put it in there. Yeah. Everybody is a beautiful rose.
Yeah.
I love that.
Everybody is beautiful because you're your own special rose.
Your own special rose.
Go out, sexy king, queen, royalties, okay?
Go on, roses. Yeah. Continue to blossom and bloom.
Yeah. If you're Alright, so the camera cut off, so we finally figured out how long the battery lasts from new. But what I was about to say, every rose out there better be a confident ass bitch. Because the world already recognized, okay? So you better recognize. Just kidding if you're not. Well, you should be, but like also, that's no worries. That's nothing bad on you. Because the world is rude. At least outwardly. Like, you know how many times, okay, this is what I also think of. How many times I've thought like, a really positive thing about someone, I haven't said it.
Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I try to push myself to say it.
I guess I do that.
I know.
More compliment people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out here doing the damn thing.
Uh-huh.
Let me let y'all know. Give y'all flowers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Give it for their flowers.
Go off, roses.
Yes, go on, roses. But since I do try to make it happen, you know, many times, you know, it can, sometimes it's hard. You know, like I said before, so you gotta find that good window. But,
Cause what?
Top
Oh, for starting. Yeah. Honestly, it goes into a whole other issue with me. I don't know why. I mean, I know why. But every time I, like, go to talk to a stranger, I go through this whole thought process of calming myself down from thinking that I'm going to get shot from just talking to somebody.
Crazy.
They are crazy. And I'm like, even if I'm, like, telling them that I like their shit, like, they might be like, especially, like, honestly, more like masculine presenting people, that usually is the ones that I'm like even more so like, let me take a step back. Because also I feel like typically like my experience as a woman too also is like I've experienced a lot more like free emotions and compliments and like letting each other know that we're like slaying the fucking day. But with like specifically more cis men, then I haven't experienced a lot of like outward emotion and like expression. That's why I appreciate our friendship so much too, because like we are real with each other and we do get deep with each other, and you know that's part of what inspired this is like I feel like we could just go back and forth for days, and sometimes I'm monologuing and sometimes you're monologuing.
Absolutely.
Today's episode is definitely an Amanda monologuing moment, but it's okay.
I love it. I really do.
Yeah.
And I hope that you all equally love it, and that
I really do.
That you know through this episode for sure more than anything that you know you taking some time to love on yourself a little bit. You know?
Yeah.
Tell your own stuff that you do. You know.
You're beautiful.
You know, and if you haven't, then you should do it right now.
Yeah.
You know. And, matter of fact, comment something that you love about yourself.
Yes. Oh my God, that's such a good idea. Okay, comment something. Comment if you can. Comment 2 things. All right. Comment one thing that you love about yourself as a person, and then comment one thing that you love about yourself physically.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because it's a very hard thing to match up both of those and give both of those things the amount of love that it deserves for yourself. So if we can help in any way, like, please let us know. Like, reach out to us. I just want you to know I don't care who you are. I don't care what you look like. Like, you deserve to be here. You deserve to be loved. And you deserve to celebrate the body that you're in because it is carrying you through life and getting you to your final destination. And that in itself is beautiful. Like, the fact that we can even, like, procreate is beautiful. That's one thing that I always have really looked forward to in my life. I'm also, like, scared, but looking forward to when it does happen is, like, motherhood and the fact that I can, like, have something growing inside of me. That's cool. And then I can choose to keep it if I want it. Because it will be with me for life, and that's why it's decade in the future now.
Got to.
And people say that their bodies change so much after birth. Yeah. Also, my mom did not have a booty before she had birth. Really? She did not have the hips. She did not have the birthing hips. Yeah. I don't have the birthing hips now, so I'm like also like that's made me excited for birth because I'm like, am I gonna get a booty? I already got the tits, so I want to even it out a little bit, you know.
I don't know. That'd be a whole different thing too, you know. Some people have good, sweet bodies change, you know. I feel like however it changed, you know, Love it. Love whatever change it brings. You know.
Yeah. Also, I am gonna announce this to the world right now because because I just hope that me saying this might help someone else because of the significant impact that it's had in my life. But a bitch got her nipples pierced, okay? And literally ever since I grew up like always hating my boobs. They've always been like the center of attention. They're a little taped down more than they actually like physically are right now. Like literally, I have to two-hand it. And don't replay that clip too much, okay? I did, I know. But anyways, like once I got these bitches pierced, I was like, oh, she's so cute. I love it. And like just, I don't know, like put a tattoo, put a piercing somewhere and see if it makes you feel better. Like it did for me. It made me like really look at my boobs as like a sexy thing instead of like a thing that I was forced to have on my body from an early age. Because I've had big tits since I was like freaking 10, dude. Like I was wearing a double D in 6th grade. So I was constantly getting my body talked about. Like people behind my back, in front of my back, like beyond the whole fat thing, I was just like sexualized so early. And because I remember all the guys like in middle school, they used to ask me what my bra size is all the time. And then there was like so many comments about like how the boob looks and the structure of the boob, and yeah, it just is, it's wild. It's also really weird to think about once you're an adult how young you started talking about sex. Yeah.
I've been saying that forever. This society is so overly sexualized. It's insane. You know, it's like once it's sold, and it's like it's in everything, and that's why I say even you hold the ideals of like the body image of it all comes down from those things.
Yeah.
You know? Those standards, those ideals placed in everything and ads, and I mean if it wasn't everywhere,
then it wouldn't even be.
Because I mean outside of like looking down at yourself, you know how you really can't see yourself. You know?
Yeah.
So
so your perspective of yourself is automatically wrong.
Automatically, like unless you look at a mirror or unless you literally going off of what everybody else is saying about you.
Yeah. But that even with your voices, like it's proven that people hear a different voice than the other world hears. That freaks me out, dude. I'm like, oh, what is going on?
They say that thing about like your face, like when you kind of see yourself, like you know you do that little.
That's why I get real mad if like I have makeup all over the place, and like the other week I had like lipstick in weird places and nobody told me. I'm like, how am I supposed to know? I can't look down like I could do this, but that's about it.
Let's see what's up. It's something right here. I feel like.
Yeah. You are not a true friend if you don't tell your friends when their faces look crazy. Okay. My dad had some sauce in his beard last night, and I didn't notice until after we took all these pictures, and it was just like a big thing of sauce. I was like, man, I'm so sorry.
I just want to say too, if you don't remember anything else during this time, man, just love yourself.
Yeah.
Just love yourself. You don't carry nothing else from this message. Love yourself every day as much as you can. Even the days you don't feel like love yourself a little bit more.
Yeah.
Just a little bit more. So we all got it.
Mm-hmm. Would you? Okay, so this is another thing that I think would help, but isn't really cherished in our society, in America, is like, if there were a bunch of like nudist events and stuff, would you go?
Absolutely.
Yeah, me too. I feel like that's a way to celebrate your body because they are not. People try to act like it's a sexualized event, but it's not. Mm-hmm. It's not at all. It's just us being in our birthday suits.
That's how I feel about it. Anyway, I feel like, you know, forget these clothes. First,
Yeah.
personally, I be ready to.
Yeah, I know. I want to be naked right now.
But I feel like again, it just becomes that concept because I don't think that it's supposed to be again like. Like to get that over sexualization of it. Like we all have a body. We all have, various parts. Whatever. It's like it should be. You have these cultures and these tribes who wear nothing, or got cultures and tribes who wear butt flaps and stuff, and they're not, groping after the women crazy or lusting after the men crazy. They're living and existing still during their day-to-days. It is nothing sexual, it's based off of probably the climate more than anything, you know what I'm saying? Access to clothing and things of those nature, so it's not about like, oh, look at the ass, look at and I don't think, and I think that it's a mentality thing. They're not being forced, sex.
It's whatever the environment's set up as, because like I met some people last summer that are nudists and go to nudist events all the time in the UK, and they talked about how their security there specifically, like basically on boner watch, boner and etc. sexualization on each other watch, because like even though you're all naked and you might even find somebody that you're attracted to, like they're like making sure that it's not anyone's not using the event as a way to like use it sexually and make people uncomfortable with it. And that level, like, definitely would make me feel comfortable. And I wanted to go so bad, I just wasn't able to go. I really hope that when I go back, I'm able to find an event while I'm there. Because I think, especially in this new 50, 60 pound more body that I'm in, that would help me so much.
And I think you take those layers off too, almost that unveiling, especially with other people in that mindset, because it's like, okay, I think you do begin to appreciate, I would assume you begin to appreciate something, especially when you start looking at
the differences. The
differences, like, okay, we like physically see, okay, we all come in these different shape sizes, and okay, this person can, be like this and seem comfortable. Then listen, I know, those similar body shapes and sizes and whatever. And it's like, okay, that person seems very comfortable. You saying, whatever.
Yeah.
And
it's like I have basically the same thing.
I must be good too. Okay, and like so, whatever fuels you, fuels that from yourself, love yourself.
And I think that events like that too, a lot of times like have a lot of people that I've talked to about like being a nudity and all that stuff, like we've all talked about how it's like this similar mindset of like love and appreciation and groundedness in the earth and in like how we enter the earth and go out and whatever, like I think it would be like really life-changing and really beautiful. And it's my mission. Oh, I did hear the other night, a friend that I made at a bar told me about this place. Like, there are places that are like sauna nudity places, basically. They do, unfortunately, split it up on a binary gender thing, which I don't necessarily, like, I understand. I mean, it's, I don't know. I guess I get what they're going for, but it just feels stupid because it's like, I'm pansexual, like, I could be attracted to anybody, but it's not about that. That's not why we're here. So it feels like it's missing the point a little bit, Like, it's like, well, if you just have security or, like, rules set in motion that people respect and it's a safe space, if someone doesn't respect them, to get them out, like, then I don't see why you have to split up, especially on a binary system where someone who is, like, gender fluid or non-binary or anything, like, has to pick which, like, lane they want to feel like they have to go in, but neither are, like, representative of themselves. So if we can have a space where we all come together, then I think that makes a better impact than some space where we're already like perpetuating certain stereotypes in society that aren't necessarily real.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. And there's like little bathhouses and stuff.
Yeah. I want to do it. I didn't know there was a place like close to us like that. Because we don't have any new beaches or anything. And I would be on there in a second. I don't care if they're stand up a crack. I don't care.
I do too, all the time.
I'm just washing off in the ocean. Hope that the fish don't bite my coochie.
Walking around. Hoping the elements don't get me. Other than that.
Yeah, can you imagine a jellyfish there? I know, that was one of the ones I was thinking. I was like, I can't. But would it be good stimulation? Or would it hurt so good?
Oh, it hurts so good. But you know how they say to get rid of the sting though, you gotta get peed on. So
it's right there, ready for you. But it is not actually. It's not peed on by anybody. It's peed on by yourself because your own urine is sterile to you, but it's not sterile to other people. That is a misconception. Fun fact.
Fun fact.
Yeah, you gotta piss on yourself always. If you take anything away from this, piss on yourself.
Piss on yourself. Piss on yourself.
Only talk that shit, but walk that piss.
Come on. I see the trajectories of where these conversations could go.
I know. Getting a taste of our everyday.
Every day. Oh my god.
Okay, well, I feel like I've spoken a lot of my piece on this subject. I'm sure there'll be more to come in another time.
Yeah, I think it's an evolution thing, a growing thing. We just gotta get used to it. I think. And I used to have an issue with getting old. That was one. It wasn't anything. It was like getting old to me was like, and not getting age wise and things that come with it. It was like just being, it's like not,
how the hangovers feel.
Nah, it's like it was for me. It was about like again like looking older, being older. That was always like a fear. Like I used to have a fear. Like I didn't fear anything. I didn't fear death, but getting old, I used to feel like now I couldn't try to get better. Now that I see, I understand life in that again, like just being grateful to be here. You know what I mean? Like I see how like older people like really be like, I'm just happy that because life is so precious. So.
But that's why I'm trying to change the mindset now because like the amount of people that I know that have died so young.
Right.
Like I've outlived a lot of people in my life, which is insane to think. Yeah.
I think about it even with like celebrities sometimes. Like what's the heck at like 23, 24, I think, and I was like, oh, I died. You know what I'm saying? Like this age is like, I remember thinking it's just so old because I was young, but then once I hit that age, it was just like, yeah. And even looking at him too, kind of go off the grid a little bit, the things he was thinking about and the things he was doing. Like I was not there at 23, 24. Like you just said some profound things at a young age. Like gosh, like, but yeah, man, so
yeah.
So now it's like with that badge, I look at now, and I want to get there. Like I look like I'm 70. What? I pray I get there. Like I want to see what that's like. I could go with the 100s.
I would love to live to my hundreds. I know I gotta believe it to achieve it, but I don't know if that's possible. I gotta change a life.
I'm a rock star lifestyle.
I am living a rock star lifestyle.
I hope to make it, but God, I'm trying to get there.
Yeah.
And I have some good stories to tell, boy.
If I remember them, I can't remember stories now.
We had a time. I can't remember them, but I promise you, I lived.
I see it in my head.
Right.
I just get images. That's the thing, I guess, that even, I don't know, I am such a visual learner, so I guess that's also something with my body is like, even though I see myself from down below, like, I still picture those memories of, like, looking in the mirror when I'm thinking sad, too.
Oh, yeah, right.
Like, it always comes up. So, but it's like, but also when I'm like, you banging ass bitch, then I picture those moments where I'm looking in the mirror feeling that. Because sometimes I know I'm cute, and sometimes I'm like, you're the ugliest person on this planet.
Yes. And I never had a lot of mirrors too, so maybe that might be why too.
Yeah.
I don't look at myself often.
I unfortunately have. See, I walk around this house naked as fuck all the time. I love being naked, but I have so many mirrors now that I just keep on getting sad. Yeah, and I'm like, can you leave me alone? Because I'm trying to enjoy myself.
Yeah, and I never get like long mirrors. The only mirror I ever used to have, bathroom mirror, pretty cool. So that might be another thing,
I got mirrors for days.
The outfit look good. I don't really know. It looked good laying on the bed. It looked good. I put it together, so I'm assuming.
I gotta have at least one full length mirror, and then I have little mirrors around. They were thrusted upon me, though. I didn't buy them. They were given to me.
I do need one. I do love a good food. Sometimes I have to like do all kind of stuff instead of toilet. I'm trying to see like.
Yeah.
Stuff,
I get that. You know, the amount of times that I've walked in somewhere and the mirror's been so freaking high. It's like, even for the tall person, I feel like you could still see above your head. Like, what is going on? Don't you want to see more of the whole picture? Crazy. Okay.
In the gym though. But my biggest thing is all about like longevity though. You know.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's just everything in balance. Longevity of things. So, you know, doing things that's not gonna hurt you or hurt others. On top of loving yourself. That's a thing.
Okay, I love you. I love y'all. But I got a pistol. So anything else that you want to talk about for this episode before we close out?
I think you said it all. Said it would need to be said.
I didn't say it all.
I did.
The whole episode I said it.
This is why I love us.
Yeah, for real. That's why I'm like, you get closing remarks. Give your closing remarks. I'm zip it. Okay.
He did say it all. But I think this is good. I was gonna say that this is, I think, just the first layer to this. I think we will come back to this. I mean, because again, it's a journey. It's going to be an ongoing journey. You know what I'm saying? Especially for all of us. Like I'm not here now, but again, I mean, our body's gonna change, you know, and so I know that this is gonna be, especially your own journey. So if you do those, those meetings and stuff, of course, you're gonna come back and tell us about them. We want to hear about them.
I want this to help keep me accountable on that too. So feel free
definitely
to comment. Be like, you went to a meeting yet?
Comment, share stories, share your thoughts. So we'll be bringing this up again. So
if there's anything that you want us to talk about or share that you feel like would be impactful or funny or whatever, like please message us. I want to work on getting an email set up and all that jazz, but for right now, message us on our Instagrams or whatever.
Let us know.
Yeah.
Comment. Tell your folks to tune in. You know, we got more shit to talk about, man.
Yeah, and
a lot more shit to talk about.
Hopefully, more platforms to shit on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm laughing too much for how much I have to pee.
Okay,
so.
right. Sorry. Okay.
Oh wait. Okay.
Okay.
Love you. Bye. Okay. Hold on. No. Okay. Love you. Bye. That's our. We don't know our intro, but we know our tagline. Love you. Bye, bitches. I'm stuck in this. Okay. Wait, hold on, what? What?
Should have a clear end so that we can cut it good.
I thought that I thought of many different ways we could end. Like, I thought it might be funny to even end on me getting stuck in the blanket.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Like, I thought of like 4 different ways we could end. Like, we could end on love you bitches. We could end on earlier. We can end on later. Like, we can, you know. Okay. We can end on this. Who fucking cares? If you want to see the process, here it is. We're learning and we're going.
We're learning as we go, man. But the A1s and the day ones, man. We'll talk about it.
All right. Wave 5.